Right now, Ag Leadership Class 16 is visiting a rice mill about 2 hours outside of Bangkok, and it just so happens that this rice mill is surrounded by a beautiful rice field. Now, rice is a very important crop for Thailand, about 65 million acres in production across the country. But as TWILA's Melancon shows us, that crop is going through some struggles right now.
At first glance, this rice harvest in Thailand looks a lot like Louisiana. There's even some familiar-looking equipment. In fact, Alan McLean Jr. of Vermilion Parish rice producer who went on this trip got to compare notes with this rice producer in Suphanburi, Thailand. He found a lot of similarities to the way he does things.
They give you a lot of money for it?
We talked with McLean this fall during his own rice harvest. He told us then that he was hoping to see how the Thai do things and maybe even do a little business there.
That's what their number one staple is, rice. Every meal they eat rice. I mean, they're doing something right, and say they can't produce enough, they want to import rice, so what better place to do it than South Louisiana?
And now,
smaller little fields like what we're seeing now, and it's one of the things, everything's on a smaller scale. I don't want to say the government kind of controls them, but they do. It's a very eye-opening and humbling experience to see how hard the people work and how they fight a lot of the same issues that we do, and with just finding labor, older workforce, and younger people just don't want to do the work that their parents grew up doing.
One of those government officials McLean described as Dr. Supacha Narwatana, an ag research officer who is working to help combat the country's problems through science. She says while advanced rice varieties can help them with drought, insect, and disease pressure, farmers have to work together to overcome their issues.
So in Thailand, we have kind of the grouping of farmers that kind of gather together and help in reducing, but kind of including the technology in growing rice, and also they help each other in kind of manage how they grow the rice, including seeds production, and also they gather in terms of like big farm project, so then they can help each other.
You can see some of that cooperative effort at this rice village in rural Thailand that both grows rice and is a mill for these local farmers. Behind the smiles, though, there's a lot of trouble for this crop. Things have changed radically in the rice markets overseas. Thailand used to be one of our main competitors and flooded the world market with rice on a regular basis. Now they're seeing some of the same competition with their neighbors in southern Asia.
And with less production, the price goes up. So the export prices currently cannot compete with Indian rice and Vietnam rice. So it's just the lack of supply is really creating a problem, so they can't export. The prices are no longer competitive there.
It's hard not to feel for the Thai going through these same problems we have. I got a ride from the farmer working these rice fields here in Suphanburi, who took me to see how his operation worked. The Thai people are warm, generous, and just trying to feed their people like we are back home in Louisiana. For This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, I'm Neil Melancon.